So hi, welcome back to Woman at the Wheel, my YouTube channel. I'm Sue. I am still headed south on Interstate 81 through Virginia. I just stopped in a way station, got bypassed by the main scale. So I'm popped back out on the interstate. As you can tell, I'm almost to exit 302. Wherever the heck that is. So, get going again here. I lost all my momentum having to stop. It's been kind of slow today because the truck traffic is extremely heavy. And I keep getting hung up behind slow trucks in the slow lane. But I don't need to really run in the fast lane because I'm not running that fast. The speed limit's 70 through here and I'm not running 70, so I'm in the lane I belong in, evidently. And I'm just happily surprised I'm getting 9.5 miles to the gallon right now. Now what I wanted you to see is up ahead of us, slightly to the left of the highway, is a mountain. Pretty good sized mountain. So I'm going in between, I'm in the Shenandoah Valley, I'm pretty sure, or getting close to it. Going in between mountains in the Appalachian Range, I think is how that works. I'm sitting back here watching people drive stupid. These two little cars up here together behind that semi, and now there they go in the fast lane. One's dogging the other. No turn signals, no looking to see what they're doing. They're just zipping around through traffic. Well, watching people do stupid stuff. Okay, it got hot again. It's 90 degrees out here now. It was 70 degrees on the other side of this thunderstorm when we got into the rain. Now it's 90. Merging traffic 81 south, use right lane 1.25 miles ahead. So I want south 81 to Roanoke. Okay, I'm in the right lane for it then. Evidently this splits into 4 lanes up here. 2 of them are going to take off to the left and 2 of them are going to go straight down. Well, I'm going to stay with these. So I've always had an affinity for this part of Virginia for some reason. The Shenandoah Valley through here. I came through here once. Oh gosh, I must have been maybe 30. And I just really liked it. Never liked it ever since. I've only got about 6 3/4 hours left to drive today because I have to still stop for my 30-minute break, but I got 4 hours and a half before I have to do that. But the mountains here are really pretty, running up either side of the valley. So if you've never been through the Shenandoah Valley, then you're going to get to see it today. And you can see off in the distance the mountains over there. We'll run right down along those all the way down through here. We don't cross them until we get into Tennessee, which is quite a ways down. Now I was getting about 8.4, 8.5 miles to the gallon back up in Pennsylvania and down through West Virginia. But that's gone up quite a bit since I got down here into the valley. So we're not really going up that many steep hills anymore. Although I'm climbing right now. Now I'm just kind of taking it easy on this truck and letting it find the spot it wants to be to haul this load. It'll tell me when I'm pushing it too hard. I don't want my tachometer going over 2,000. Right now I'm running about 18 to 1900 on it. Okay, now it dropped back down to 15. Now we crested this hill, so we're on the downhill side now. Checking straps. Gotta keep checking my straps. Everything looks good. I had a little wiggle wobble a while ago, but it went away and it hasn't come back. That tells me it was probably just the trailer flexing a little bit that was causing it. I don't know if it was bumps in the road that was making it flex a little funny or something. Look at this guy up on the overpass hauling that crane. It's a pretty big crane. Guess we're going to run up and down some more hills. It's just not as hilly, not as steep of hills as we've had everywhere else for the last 2 days. So I'm getting over 9 miles to the gallon now. So this is going better than I had anticipated. Quite a lot better. I thought I would be doing good to get 7 or 8 miles to the gallon. And I've been getting 8 and 9, so little things to be happy about. I don't like running in the lane right up when people are sitting there, but I got a car back here I couldn't get over. All I can do is slow down. Okay. Maybe we're done up and down hilling for a little while. Be nice. Probably not, but it would be nice. But I need more coffee. I just happen to have a thermos of coffee. Don't know if it's worth a crap or not. I had yesterday's leftover coffee that I added hot coffee to this morning at the hotel. Kind of lazy way to go about it. So if it's really terrible, I deserve it, I guess, because I lazied out. I didn't feel like carrying in my coffee maker last night. It was a long way from where I had to park the truck to my room. Don't want that either. Don't want bumps. I'm going to be spilling this everywhere. So far, so good. Didn't spill anything. Sorry about all the yawning. It's getting to be that time of day. It's 2:18 already in the afternoon. I can't believe it. Because I didn't get out of there until 11:30, 31:30, 2:30. So I've been running about 3 hours and 45 minutes is what it says I've been driving here. Seems like a lot. I don't feel like I've been driving that long, but that's what it says. So I've been driving almost 4 hours. So I've already driven about half a day's worth. Okay, their Love's is 603 for diesel here in Virginia. So they've came way up. They have come way up on their price since I was here 2 weeks ago. They were in the Midland fives when I came through here the last time. I want to say I bought fuel not too far down the road for about $5.50 maybe on my last trip. It makes me even more happy to know that I have about 60 gallons of fuel still in my auxiliary tank. Because I'm clearly not back in the reasonably high diesel price zone yet. I'd like to see it back in the fours. I'd like to get it under 5 when I have to buy again. I've had to buy it twice on this trip over 5, but not a whole lot over. So $5.26 was the highest I paid. That was one tank, not even a full tank. I think it was about half a tank. I topped it off before I did something. And then $5.19 was the last price I paid, and that was clear over in Ohio. So I've come in the west end of Pennsylvania from Ohio, clear over to the east side of Pennsylvania, and then down out of Pennsylvania into Virginia. And I probably won't have to buy fuel till I get at least into lower Tennessee, maybe even Arkansas. We'll see how far this takes me. I've got half a tank now, so I've got roughly 25 gallons in the tank. I've got another 55 to 60 on the truck, so I've got probably 80 gallons of fuel on the truck right now altogether. These freaking hills are killing me. I thought this would get me out of the hills quicker. Did for a little while, now I'm back in them. I know, I don't really want to come out here again. It's just too slow. There's too much traffic, fuel's too high, and it's too slow. It's pretty. It's neat to see it, but I've seen it now a couple times this month, so I think I'm about done with it. I guess I shouldn't complain, though. He could be trying to send me to California, which isn't anywhere near as far, but it's every bit as expensive. I won't go there anyway. He already knows that, so. The two places I refuse to go to, California and Oregon. I got no use for either one of them. And not because I don't think they're pretty, or not because I've got anything against the people there. It's the governments that do stupid things that I don't want to have to deal with. I've actually got family out in Oregon. At this point, I think they're just like second and third cousins is all that's left. But my grandfather lived in Oregon for a while, and his brothers all stayed out there until they died. They started out in Oklahoma, but they ended up in Oregon, in Portland. Of course, now that's just I wouldn't go to Portland if you paid me to do it. With all the stuff that's going on out there, who wants that? Not me. But I remember going out there when I was a kid, and it was kind of neat. And these trucks are really wearing me out. Every time I get going decent, I get a truck cuts over in front of me and starts slowing me down. And I don't have the power with this load up these hills to pass them, so I'm kind of stuck, kind of just stuck behind them. And I'm trying to conserve fuel and keep my mileage as high as possible, so I don't want to run 70 anyway. I mean, I can go 70 downhill, but uphill about 60, 65 is it. This isn't a real super heavy load, but it's heavy enough that, you know, the truck feels it. Nice looking farm over there. Can't see it for the damn trees though. Trees and interstates. Looks like we might get in some more rain before it's over with. We got in some a while ago. kind of funny because it cooled everything down in the 70s and then it popped right back up to 90 when we popped out the south side of the rainstorm. I'm trying not to think about how tall this load is. Get vertigo thinking about it. Just kind of funny, actually. As tall as I am, you wouldn't think being up high would bother me a bit. But I don't like climbing on these stacks to put the high straps on them. One of the reasons I don't actually volunteer to do stacks very often. That's all I've done for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks now. Stacks and one set of doubles. So I'm about ready to go back to hauling the occasional double and mostly just hauling a single horse trailer. I wish I could do that for a while now. And still make decent money doing it. I don't have to make this kind of money every trip. I can't stand this length of a trip every trip. My whole idea in going back to work was to go back to work part-time, and here I am working 70 hours a week. It's not exactly part-time. Oh, I got a tailwind, good. That flag over there is pointing south. Hallelujah. So I have lucked out on this trip with tailwinds. I had a tailwind coming up from Oklahoma into Missouri. Now it looks like I might have a tailwind blow me on down into Tennessee. I'll take that every day of the week. And my fuel mileage is 8.6 miles to the gallon right now. Nice, even after all that up and down hills. It's very sweet. I had a really good bath this morning. Water was nice and hot. It was just really good. Good way to start the day. I like starting out clean. Lots and lots of trees. Looks like we're kind of dodging around a storm here, circumventing that one. Be okay with me if that's all the rain we get the rest of the trip. I don't need rain to be happy, that's for sure. VDOT Safety Service Patrol. Okay. Looks like he's got a arrow board on there, so I guess if you broke down, maybe he'll pull in behind you and get people to go on around you. Maybe. Just guessing from the name and the vehicle. Edinburgh Mill. You'd never know that the Scots settled a lot of this country, would you? Edinburgh? Really? We've come to a new country, but we miss the old one so much that we're going to name everything after everything that we just left. People are that way, though, aren't we? It's kind of a typical deal. You got a lot of new Londons and new Bostons and new this and new that. guess having a familiar name makes people feel better when they're a long way from where they were or where they grew up or whatever. Trucks and combination vehicles use right lane when operated below 70. Okay, I can do that for about another 1,000 feet, and then I'm going to have to come back over anyway, so what's the point? Okay, that was worthwhile. That wasn't really worthwhile, but I just said that to be nice. See, I'm trying to think, did we already, I think we already went around Winchester. I think so. So we might make pretty good time. We might make it into Tennessee yet. We'll see. I got about 6 hours and 10 minutes left once I take my 30-minute break. Uh-oh. Looked like we had a deer moving up here. Or something, crossing that other road. Not sure what I saw. Saw something. Something moving. Something I don't want to hit, that's for sure. I don't want to hit anything. I have no idea what that was. That was weird. It almost looked like a deer crossing that ramp. But then I didn't see anything in there that looked like a deer either. So it might have been a coyote, who knows, or a dog, or I don't know. Glad it didn't run out in the road in front of me, though. That's a good thing. It's pretty coming down through here. Mountains on the left and mountains on the right. Makes for a nice big wide valley. Alright, I guess I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and wait and see if we find something else exciting. See what we got up here real quick, just in case it's something good. Exit 273. Mount Jackson. Basie? Huh. Okay. Alright, on that note, I think I'm going to shut her off and drive a while. I will talk to you later. Thanks for riding. And I am cruising through southern Virginia on Interstate 81. I've been on this road for a while now. I've been driving for about 6 hours today. I've got 4 hours left of drive time. I got shorted because I had to wait for a load, so just doing the best I can. Right lane closed. 581 S. Okay, I don't know what that is. Don't know if that's something I need to pay attention to or not. I guess I'll find out when I get up here. Anyway, I'm just doing the best I can to get as far as I can today because I've still got 2 more days of driving to get this load delivered down in Seguin, Texas. So, and try not to be whiny about it. So I'm not going to whine. But I wanted you to see the mountains here. I think this is the Blue Ridge Mountains that I'm kind of running up alongside here, kind of running through maybe, into, alongside through, something like that. I keep getting these trucks passing me and then slowing down in front of me, and it's starting to annoy me. They've been doing this crap to me all day long. I'm trying to run about, as fast as I can run with this load on, 62 or 63. And just to keep moving because I don't have a whole lot of time. Now he's picking up the pace a little good. So I don't want to have to pass him because I don't want to be speeding through here too fast. Just want to get on down the road. Yeah, we've got a weigh station in 1.5 miles, so I must be getting close. Well, let's see. No, I've still got a ways to go before I get to Tennessee. This is odd place for a weigh station, but that's okay. I've already been through one in Virginia today. We may just have to do another one. So traffic has been super heavy up until about the last, 45 minutes or so, and it's let up some. Truck traffic in particular has been exceedingly heavy. Now I'm getting into more car traffic, as you can see. Y'all, I'm going to hold my lane. You're just going to have to merge in behind me if you're not moving any faster than that. Okay, weigh station closed. Good. One more thing I don't have to worry about. Yay! So they've kind of got, I think, a combination of weigh in motion and then a big scale. So they run you over like a weigh in motion, and then I guess if they're not interested, they'll run you on out past the big scale. If they're interested, then they'll run you across, the scale right by the scale house. And a lot of states are doing that now. That's kind of nice because that means you don't have to sit and wait in line to go across the big scale at every port of entry or every weigh station. So I'm all for that. And a lot of states, it seems to me, are just abandoning the whole idea of even having a weigh station. I don't know if they're having trouble, having enough people to run it or what, but only a couple of states this whole trip have had weigh stations open where I had to go in and weigh. One of them, I think, was Ohio, and then, or maybe Pennsylvania. And then here in Virginia, I went through one, so I crossed like 7 states. So there wasn't a whole lot of weigh station activity going on the northern route. We'll find out how the southern route's looking on my way back. So I should be getting relatively close to cutting through the mountains now. So I've been running in the valleys mostly. 81 follows the valleys, but at some point it goes up over the mountains, and I think I'm about to that point. Road work I-581 south. I-581. Okay, well that's not what I'm on I-81. Maybe that doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't know. It's confusing. It's not I-81, 581. So maybe there's a bypass or something up here. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I'm seeing it on my GPS. It goes off to the left. That's a road that must go out east, I guess, of where we're at. Or south, maybe, because we're heading west right now. Yeah, I think we're fixing to cross the mountains here. So I've got almost 4 hours of driving left. No, we don't want to split. My shift is limited. I don't know about that split shift business, but that's for if you've got a sleeper and you spent part of the day in your sleeper or something. I'm not sure. I don't use that, so I'm not very well versed in it. My GPS or my logbook had that highlighted, and I was like, no, I don't think so. Doesn't sound right. That does not sound right to me. So anyway, I've got 3 hours and 55 minutes of drive time left. And I should be, oh, I don't know, let's see here. About 3 hours and 22 minutes away from some motel I picked out somewhere, so that'll work wherever I'm going. When I was having my mandatory half an hour break, I picked a motel that was kind of toward the end of my drive time. So I think it's more down toward Knoxville, not quite to Knoxville. So I might get past Bristol tonight. I'll tell you, I'm glad I'm southbound. These northbound lanes have looked sluggish and clogged up and slow all day. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm glad to be southbound, I think. It looks frustrating. So I'm doing really good for DEF fluid. I put in 1 jug of it. That was all I needed when I fueled up this morning at the motel. And I filled my tank from the auxiliary fuel tank that we installed last weekend, and then I stopped and filled it up again. So I think I've probably got somewhere between 20 and 30 gallons left in that. And I'm at 3/4 of a tank now. My fuel consumption has been up and down, but I think I'm averaging around what I kind of thought, between 7 and 8. Sometimes it's been higher, sometimes it's been lower. But the main problem I had today was being delayed so long this morning that it ate into my drive time. That, and then just having to wait till so late in the day to get started driving kind of pushed everything over on me. So I'm like 2 hours away from Bristol, I would say. 2 hours and a little bit more. So I'm averaging 60 miles an hour up down these mountains. That's about all I'm doing with this load. So I may just stop in Bristol, it depends. We'll see how it looks when I get there. So I'm just trying not to stress out over Saturday yet. I mean, I need to get through Thursday and Friday first, but I've been stressing over Saturday. I wish I didn't do that to myself. It's kind of stupid. Kind of dumb. Okay, rain again. We've had a couple of little rain events today, nothing too big. Evidently we're going to have a little more. Bristol, 128. Okay, so I'm a couple hours out of Bristol. Due South Barbecue. Something I haven't been able to find for a while is good brisket. I was on a brisket kick there for a while, but it got so hard to find it that, with the trailer on, I kind of gave up on it. Need to get back to looking for it, I think. Okay, truck climbing. Okay, where I'm in the right lane, truck climbing lane. That's where I need to be. Oh my gosh, this is so steep. Super ultra steep. Don't let anybody tell you that they don't have mountains out east. Because if they do that, if they tell you that, they're lying to you. Lying. Okay, keep an eye on straps. I am cruising through southwestern Virginia on Interstate 81. I'm 68 miles north of Bristol, Tennessee. And I've been running all along the edge of the Appalachian Mountains the whole way down from Pennsylvania. And it's just been absolutely beautiful. It's really, really pretty up here. It's it's been raining off and on. But right now it's not. I'm sure I'll get into some more. It looks like there's more up ahead. But it's just so pretty here. These mountains are really something. And they are so steep, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just amazing to me that people settled this and can live on the sides of these mountains. They've got whole towns built on the sides of these mountains. It's a testament to the ingenuity and the ability of people who built these places. It's 6:56, so it's almost 7 o'clock Central Time. It's almost 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and I am in the Eastern Time Zone still, although I operate on Central Time. I'll try not to hit this with my tires. Try and go around it. There we go. So I thought I'd get whatever footage I could get until it gets dark out here. So it's just really pretty. Just beautiful. These mountains are so rugged, so impressive. I think I'm still in the Blue Ridge. I think the Smoky Mountains are down south of me. I'm not sure where like the dividing line is, where one starts and the other stops. But these are steep. I've been kind of struggling to make any progress today because between the traffic and the steepness of the mountains and the weight of the load and everything, I've been pretty much restricted to about 60 miles an hour maximum. So I've been driving for 7 hours and 37 minutes, and I've got another hour and 5 minutes to go. So I've only got 2 hours and 20 something minutes left on my drive time for the day. So this has been a pretty full day. And I got a super late start because I had to wait for my load to get stacked, but that's okay. I'll just take it in stride. I just hope it's not super dark when I get to where I'm going. So I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing to pull in there and get this set for the night. I picked out 2 motels relatively close together. I'll probably go to the second one. It looks like I'm going to have time to do that. So I'll probably go on through Bristol and take the next set of exits to the, there's like a sleep in or something down in there that has a lot better parking lot. You can pull in and go all the way around it. So that's probably the one I'll aim for instead of staying at that Quality Inn that I stayed at last time. It's just a little simpler getting in and out of the parking lot, it looked like to me. I'm checking them out. So I don't know how much more light I'm going to have here as far as videoing, but it sure is nice, really pretty. It's green. It's just really nice, really, really nice. I'm starting to see quilt blocks on the barns. That's something that started in Kentucky. I think I've talked about that before. And it's kind of spread all over the place. They're encouraging people in my area to do that now as a tourist attraction. So it's worked really well for Eastern Kentucky, which is where that started, I think. That's the first place I ever saw it or heard of it. What they do is they paint a quilting square, whatever quilting pattern they want to do. They paint a block of it on like a 2 foot by 2 foot or 3 foot by 3 foot piece of wood or whatever, and then they hang it on the side of their barn, and they're really neat looking, and so that's kind of a big deal. Well, now they're spreading all over the place. I've seen them up in here. I've seen them up in Pennsylvania now, and like I say, they're promoting that as an idea down in my part of Oklahoma, south central, southwestern Oklahoma, as a tourism attraction. So sometimes people have really good ideas and then they spread, that's what happens. Wow, this is just really pretty. Really, really pretty. I got quite a few more mountains to go over before I stop tonight too. I'm still an hour out.